Travel Officer, and today I'm outside because I'm in the garden. And you know what the garden gets me thinking of? Bees. Without bees, all these beautiful flowers wouldn't exist. So come along with me and we'll learn some more things about bees. Oh look, there's a bee. Do you know there are over 20,000 different species of bee found on every continent except Antarctica? Honeybees live in hives or colonies. The members of the hive are divided into 3 types: queen, workers, and drones. A bee produces a teaspoon of honey, about 5 grams, in their entire lifetime. The type of flower the bees take their nectar from determines the honey's flavor. To get more bees in your garden, grow more colorful plants. So now that we've learned all these things about bees in the garden, let's head inside and do our own bee activity. So now that we're back inside, let's figure out what we need. Everything that we do need, you should be able to find in your very own home. First, we're going to need at least 3 toilet paper tubes, yellow paint, a paintbrush, and something to put the paint on. If you don't have one of these, you can use the lid of an old food container Tupperware dish. For the second part of today's activity, you're going to need yellow paper, black paper, scissors, a glue stick, tape, and a pencil. This is everything you'll need to do today's activity. So let's collect our toilet paper tubes and paint supplies and get painting. So, while you're waiting for your toilet paper tube rolls to dry, it's the perfect time to cut out some extra bits for your bee. Now this is the time where you can get really creative. If you want to make it look more like a realistic bee, you can make eyes like the picture I'll insert here, or you can make eyes that look like these. So I decided to make mine more like a cartoon than realistic, and that's why I made my eyes like these. If you have googly eyes or wiggly eyes, you can use those too. I also want my bee to have a big smile on his face while he's pollinating, so I cut out a little smile. You can do that with the marker as well. And then I cut out some little pink circles for cheeks. Also, what a bee always needs is antennae. Whether you want your bee to look more like a cartoon or more realistic, you must have antennas. So this is just a yellow strip of paper with a black circle on top. Then I cut out 3 stripes for my bee. This was just black recycled paper that I found, and I just cut it out. If you want to have more, you can. If you want to have less, you can as well. And then almost most importantly are wings. So I just drew these, and you can draw them however you want. Just make sure that they have a little tab. This will make it easier to stick it on to the toilet paper tube roll. And just remember, if you do decide to cut out all these things, make sure you ask an adult for help using the scissors. So what I'll be using to stick on all these bits to my toilet paper tube roll is either a glue stick or some tape. So you can choose any one that you want. I'm just going to choose this one since it's the first one. So to start, I'm going to put my black stripes on. Next, I'm going to do my face. So this one, I think it'll be easier to use a glue stick. So what I'm going to do, instead of putting on a bunch of glue, I'm going to take my eyeball and I'm going to put it on top of my glue stick and take my pointer finger, slide it around, and then take it off. And that's all the glue I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my antenna, flip it over, and put a little bit of tape on it. And stick it in. And I'll do the exact same thing with the other one. Okay. I think my bee's looking good, and now I can do the final touch of the wings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little tab and fold it over like so. And I want my wings to be on both sides like this. So I'm going to look where that needs to go. And if you want it low, if you want it high, if you want it in the middle, I think I'm going to do in the middle, kind of where this first stripe is. So I'm going to lay my bee down, and I'm going to use tape to put on my wing. There you go, you have your bee. So now that we have our bee completed, we need to make a place for our bee to live. So that's where our other 2 toilet paper tube rolls come in. I'm going to put my bee to the side and take my 2 toilet paper tube rolls. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with one, and you want to just flatten it. So make it as flat as possible. Just like this. I want to cut it into 3 sections, so if it's easier you can take a pencil and mark it. So you can see I have a mark here, and then straight across. Now this part, if you need help, ask an adult for help using the scissors. Now I have 3 separate sections. I'm going to put 2 to the side just for the minute. So now I have this all flat, but I want to make it into a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides, and this only has 1, 2. So we want to add 4 more sides. So what we're going to do is I'm going to look at it, and I need 1 here and 1 here. So there'll be 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. So I'm going to see where each one would be even. A little mark there and a little mark there. Remember, I want 6 sides. So I'm going to bend it right on that mark. And then bend it right on that mark. So now it just has 1, 2, 3, and when I open it, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just remember, hexagon has an X and 6 has an X. So I'm going to do this to all my pieces. I have all my hexagons. Now if you wanted to make more, you could. You just need to paint more toilet paper tube rolls. So what I'm gonna do is, all of these have 6 sides. So I'm going to pair up each one to one of the sides, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of tape and tape it on each part. And I'm going to leave one side empty, so that's where my bee can sit. I'm also going to tape between each toilet paper tube to make it extra sturdy. So that concludes the toilet paper tube bee and honeycomb activity. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.